Good evening, everyone. This is delicious Don Juan, the Texas treat, and you are listening to the Downcast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me this week is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And we got Big Mike.
What's up, guys? It's Big Mike here. 2023 train's almost done. Let's go.
I'm just curious what you're going to do for 2024, or was this like, we're
I don't know. I feel like I need to stop this because now it's like too much pressure to do something.
Thank you, everybody. If you're out there joining us, or maybe joining us late on this special late night, Friday night, first day of winter, and if you live in Texas, when is winter starting kind of a day? Because
It was actually hot today.
Yeah, so...
Welcome to WrestleCast After Dark.
After Dark.
Wow.
Yeah. Nothing much different. It's just later at night. Yeah, so...
Well, thanks for killing the vibe.
So all the reasons I find Jessica Havoc hot, or oh no, we're not talking about that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you bring it up at random.
That's not the multiverse we're getting into at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Today, we're going to talk and recap a bit about ROH Final Battle, talk a bit about the Hybrid Experience show that you guys got to attend, and we're going to preview AEW Collision Holiday Bash, which all three of us are going to get to go to tomorrow night here in San Antonio.
I'm still kind of eating, by the way.
Yeah, literally a year and 2 days after AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash last year in San Antonio. So, yeah. That memory came up on my Facebook. My kid's first AEW show was crazy. So, but let's get things going on. A bit of wrestling news. Obviously, some very interesting ones out there. Something you just don't see. Roxanne Perez is going to be returning home to Reality of Wrestling, ROW, Booker T's promotion in Houston, for an event. Even though, yes, she's still under NXT contract. So this is something that very, very rarely happens. But it is still pretty special nonetheless. Honestly, I can't think of any other time other than when Taz went back to ECW to get the ECW title off Mike Awesome because he wouldn't give it up while he was under WWE contract.
Oh man.
But yeah, this is pretty cool to see.
I remember one other incident like this, and the irony of it abounds. It was when CM Punk did it for Ring of Honor when a lot of their talent couldn't make a show, and he could make it. And Tommy Dreamer, who was still like in top of OVW at the time, I think, or OVW or like whatever the early version of NXT was, I guess OVW, and he let Punk go out there just for that one show, just to help with ticket sales and everything, because the show was all like I don't know, sold out, or like they were gonna give everyone their money back until CM Punk showed up. So
nice.
Very cool.
And also, Roxanne is actually wrestling Mia Friday, who many of our fans will know from many Mission Pro shows, who is a 4-year wrestling veteran at the age of 18. So figure that out.
Wasn't she just in Japan too?
Yeah. She was indeed. So,
it made me really feel
stars through Texas.
Yeah.
I really feel like I did something when I graduated before the age of 18, and then Mia Friday comes along and just completely kills all confidence I ever had at that one thing.
Well, there's a few young.
Izzy doesn't help either, but I was,
No, but I'm trying to think what I got when I was. I had my driver's license for 2 years. Does that count?
It does. I didn't get mine till like 19 because I didn't like driving anyway.
Okay.
I still kind of don't.
Just driving to everywhere for wrestling.
Yeah. I hate Dallas traffic. Like,
yeah.
Who doesn't?
Slightly related to that, Athena, under AEW/ROH contract, is going to be making an appearance at Metroplex Wrestling, MPX, on January 6th. Yeah. I don't think they've announced who she's wrestling, but...
I don't know if she is or not, but yeah. haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they announced she was wrestling or just like gonna be there, like you know.
And then of course a lot of news sites have picked it up.
Oh my God! It's from my second profile, Casey.
One backbreaker.
I was already following my main one. This was my second profile that I hadn't started following you yet. I'm sorry. Oh my God! I can't believe you brought that up.
Yeah, just so you know, Casey, though he was following Key Vibes and Gia Michelle as soon as he created that one. So, you know.
That may or may not be true. Even I can't confirm or deny that one.
I can't wait to see Casey call you out in his next promo in the ring, whatever show you're attending. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So you know.
You can take it off the screen now.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought I clicked it. I really did.
Just leave it there for the rest of the show.
Yeah, why not? Until Casey's next message. Finally, something that news sites have picked up, something that we have been reporting for a while, just from signs that we've seen. Maddie Rankowski signing with WWE seems to be confirmed official. PW Insiders picked it up. Maybe they finally watched our show. Who knows? But the signs are, we were kind of commenting on it. We were seeing things like some of her online stores coming down, Cameo page going away, the changes that happened at the last Mission Pro show.
Her avoiding talking to me. Oh no, wait, that's all the time. Never mind.
That's all the time. Yeah. That doesn't change. Yeah. So, so this is it's pretty awesome to see.
Very much
the next talent that we.
It is like at this point the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least among us, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess wrestling fans, but yeah.
Guys, it's a big surprise. Maddie gets at WWE. Yeah, we knew that.
And I messaged her yesterday, and she said something about, let me see when I get to Florida, but I don't know. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Funny, I tried to message her, and it came back, you're blocked from this profile. But, again, nothing new. So.
Yes, definitely, Casey.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
I
is she really the first hybrid alum? Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Well, to sign with one of the big ones, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
It's insane. I played the liner to start the show of Don Juan, and we had done that interview like pre-COVID. I'm pretty sure that was like at the end of 2019.
I think he wants another one. Oh, he does want another one, by the way. He told me that.
Yeah. Oh, he wants another one? Okay, for sure. Well, we've been talking about a part 2, and then COVID happened and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I did ask him at the time, what were some talents he's thinking could be the next big talent, and right off the bat, Maddie Rankowski. He was very high on her back then. And it's pretty awesome to see that she's signing a major contract. So it's very cool. So, and I'm very excited for her. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
That's true. But cool. But also shouts out to Gia. It's also very awesome.
Very cool.
But yeah, for sure.
Any guesses what her WWE ring name will be?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh man, I don't even know because I still don't know how they got Lexus King for Brian Pillman Jr. So I don't even know. I don't know how the hell they came up with that. I don't know.
And here's the other thing with NXT right now, like they've kind of gotten away from it from that initial 2.0 rebrand, but a lot of their characters are very almost old school 80s. Like they have a job. They're they're the Chase U. He like runs a university.
Yeah.
They have what's the guy who has the Native American heritage, who's like a Native American DJ. Like there's some really interesting,
now, but Joe Gacy's back to being a hobo. I mean,
so there's
kind of randomly. So
not the hobo from California. We talked to him the other day.
Yeah, we talked to him the other day.
Okay.
So.
I wonder if they're just gonna go with just Maddie. That's it. So yeah,
I mean that'd be cool. What's up, Bernsey?
What's up,
Bernsey? What's up, man? Man, I am so tired. I have no energy.
And look, if they don't get her involved very early in skits or backstage segments, they will be missing a huge opportunity.
Yeah, they are. They will. I feel like she just needs to like interrupt every single interview and just say, "Hey guys, it's Maddie," and just like go on from there.
Well, I really hope that the side character spotlight continues, or whatever gimmick she has. That
I hope she gets to do Triple H one time.
Yeah, that'd be great. Can you just imagine everything, the New Day? Yeah, that could be fun.
Hey guys, I'm here with the New Day.
Yeah.
All right, if we're gonna go there, then let's just go all the way. Maddie with R-Truth.
I mean,
first of all, he would probably call her like Trish Stratus immediately. Trish, you look just like Maddie Raquel. Well, R-Truth might be busy being part of Judgment Day. Let's just be honest. True. I mean, so he may not have time for that because he's too busy with Judgment Day at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Casey.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it'll be the Shawn Michaels right now. She will eventually get the Triple H one. She goes main roster, but the first one will be the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
We'll have one eye on Maddie and one eye on the camera.
Wow. I respect it.
Sorry, I had to do it.
I'm sure if she gets R-Truth on that, though, at some point he might get her to break characters. That's what R-Truth tries to do. So
you do realize that if she ever main events WrestleMania, I will practically get T-shirts made of all the pictures I've ever taken with her and wear them religiously, like up until just saying. If it ever gets there, I'm never not talking about that I used to know her.
That's why we're doing this, actually, just to get the clout from all these people we made friends with. So
I respect it.
No, sure. All right, well, we're going to talk a little bit later about the Hybrid Experience show that you guys attended. Meanwhile, what's on the horizon? BOW, January 6th.
Please come out. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that day, right?
Yeah.
Hybrid Experience next event is January 19th. River City Wrestling's Rumble Royale, January 20th. And just announced entering the Women's Rumble Royale match. # top tier, Jasmine Allure.
Why are you bringing
Tommy?
What?
Because we interviewed her. That's why.
We did. She was our first interview, or at least like for our newer ones.
Yeah.
Of this year. Also, in the multiverse, considering what happened at the last time she had her title match, she is not necessarily the same Jasmine that's at Mission Pro.
I know, but this will be the difference now. Because now Maddie's not there. So
that's another thing. They're going to address Maddie Rakowski. I assume she's not going to be able. They're going to, and I assume the winner of this Rumble Royale is going to be crowned the new women's.
That's what we're kind of assuming.
I
haven't said officially because they've announced quite a few women already. I mean, outside of Jasmine, all fairness, Emmy's in there, the Cholas are in there. Or was that it actually? I said a lot.
There's a lot of Cholas, so
Yeah, there are 4 Cholas.
So
yeah.
So,
I assume Brandon's going to open the show and say, "This is what's going on. This is what this match is for." And that being said, I don't, no doubt in my mind, I think right now Jasmine Allure could win it.
So I'm going to ask this question fully knowing that if Casey's still watching, he'll show it to the Cholas and I'll get beat up, but I don't care. If I bring a giant box,
you're right.
Oh yeah, that's right, Ash.
Thanks, Casey.
Because that's right, because Indoor Party's in the men's room.
Well, he's still listening, Tommy. Go for it.
Yeah. So if I'm bringing like a giant box or bag of like the hot Cheetos, can I just kind of coerce them into jumping over the top rope and eliminating themselves, or can I do that?
First of all,
well, in all fairness, Callie, is this where you're going, JC? I think you're going the same place.
Yeah, Callie and Tita, you're going to need Takis. That younger generation loves Takis.
No, I was going to say getting over that top rope, she was going to really have to jump.
Okay, they're going to beat you both. Beat us both up. Like, good. So I'm not going.
Tommy, here's the funny thing about us, though. I say as much mean stuff as you do, but they direct your attention to you like you just attracted. So I'm kind of like, all right, cool. You suck, and then they're like Tommy, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'll take it.
I mean, I'm the one that yelled the short joke, and then she's staring at Tommy. That was
that's what I mean.
Tommy just attracts it. But then again, it is Callie. For me to notice that she's even down there, I have to really pay attention. Like, oh yeah, there you are. So
to be fair, when I did that,
my first degree murder. Anyway,
my 9-year-old daughter was laughing at that joke too. So
we will also bring some pickles. I know that was in the last one. So
good point.
Yeah. But yeah, if for Callie, you're probably going to need Takis. Go to Walmart. They have like 7 different flavors. Just pick which one you think she might like. So
I'm supposed to bring them for real, just to see what they do. Like for real.
Yeah. Mission Pro Wrestling's next event is February 10th. We're already starting to see some matches pushes. So, Jesus Christ!
Casey, I love that reference, man.
We were there.
Yeah, I know. We were there.
That's such a good reference.
Man, if she don't understand that, she's too young for you.
Oh my God, that's so good.
If she don't understand that, load the WWE Network on Peacock and show her the match. 97
Oh my
Rumble.
God,
that's
good.
why we love you,
Nice,
Casey.
Casey.
You're the best.
I will happily applaud that.
Sir, next time I see you, I am going to shake your hand and bow to you for that reference. That is fucking great. So, oh my God, that's awesome.
That's a good one.
Well, I know what I'm doing the 20th.
Well, I don't know how we can top that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
All right, guys, follow us on.
Mission Pro, February 10th is the next event. We're already starting to see some matches potentially take shape.
Yeah.
Out of that, obviously, we know of the Jasmine Allure and her mystery partner against Maya World and her mystery partners. Yeah. So
they did announce Tiffany Nieves defending against Rochelle Chanel.
Right.
Interesting.
And I am going to be 100% not sure who to cheer for in this. I am so split right now.
Two other interesting things related to that have kind of popped up on social media, though.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to. It looks like there may be a match coming for Izzy with Missa Kate, who was Maddie's former NWA partner, right?
Yes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
When they were NWA tag champs. So she was at that Philadelphia, I forget which con it was or whatever, wrestle thing, at the ECW arena. And Izzy was, kind of marking out in front of the wall that's painted, the mural, I guess you will, with everyone signing. And Missa came in and gave her some attitude. So Izzy's asking for that. Also, I don't know if y'all follow Genocide, but she posted a story with a post from Tiffany. Tiffany was on another podcast with her title, talking about what's on the belt. And I think it says things like respect, hustle, whatever, like some positive things. And Genocide was like, I don't think you represent any of those things. I'm going to come back soon. So I was like, say less.
So maybe we either get an appearance or maybe they're setting Genocide up for maybe not this event, but the following event.
Yeah, so, I mean, if not February, maybe the next one would probably be around April.
Yeah, if they went this rate. So
where they're going.
Interesting.
I know we appreciate Tiffany, and she is definitely a hardworking champion.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be clear from the jump, if Genocide comes back, I'm 100% Team Genocide.
Yeah.
No questions asked. So,
do you feel like if she gets the rematch, they got to do some sort of like special gimmick match, like a cage or something?
You would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, she did win the title in a double casket match, which is still one of the coolest things we've ever seen.
That was
so. You would hope they would do something, even if it's like another street fight, weapons around the ring type thing. But
maybe a ladder.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done a ladder match in that gym yet, have they? I mean, could hold it.
Not that I know of. If they need someone to volunteer to be a weapon, I volunteer as tribute.
Okay, you have chest bump 2 Mission Pro
Genocide.
The last one of which was great. I'm so glad it happened, by the way.
Yes.
So yeah.
Black Swan is more than just become my favorite wrestler. She's one of my favorite people. Just people.
Yes, definitely.
Then, of course, RCW announced their February show, their 22nd anniversary, February 25th. RCW turns 22.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy that I only just missed the beginning of their start by 3 years. To me, that's insane to me that I only missed it by 3 years.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So, all right, well, let's get into a couple of events that happened this past weekend, and we're going to start with ROH Final Battle. Up in the Dallas area, Tommy made the drive, pay for his ticket this time, and got to attend the show. First of all, did you make it on time? Because I know the drive was crazy. I know you might have missed a bit of the pre-show, but what point did you make it into the arena?
Well, before we begin that, to Jason, you damn well know the answer to that question. So
define chest bump, because if he is used as a weapon in one of these matches, then I'm sure he wouldn't be mind used against her. But
against her, no, not at all.
Oh, there you go,
Bernsey, damn.
Man, I guess we could start with that one. Yeah.
But,
Go ahead, Tommy. Answer the question. Go for it.
No, I got there just in time for the start of the main show. I missed the pre-show. I was this close until
on purpose, though. Let's keep up with that, though, because Jasmine was on the pre-show, so obviously you didn't want to see that.
She opened the pre-show.
Well, to be fair, I didn't know. I didn't know about that till I was already there.
I know.
So but if I had known that ahead of time, I would have stalled on purpose. But no,
I don't want to stop by the concession stand.
Yeah, I don't know where I really got held up at. I'm trying to remember. I don't know why last week
It's
feels like
35.
Let's
You can name
see.
13 different
There's
places.
Waco that's possible. Where's that construction between Temple and
Yeah, no. Okay, so Waco was bad.
Always.
No, I take it back. Before Waco was bad, and after Waco was bad. Weird part was Waco itself was actually pretty good. That was the messed up part. I was actually madder about that than anything because Waco itself was actually not bad. Before and after freaking sucked. So anyway, Round Rock. I took the toll road.
I was gonna say you gotta take the toll road to get around that road.
Yeah, I made that mistake once, and I'm never doing it again. I'm just paying the fine. I don't care. I'm never doing that again.
85 miles an hour? Hell yeah! I'll do
that
it.
too. But no, I got there just in time to see the start of the main show, so I got to see El Hijo del Vikingo versus Black Taurus as the beginning. Yeah. Which, by the way, I said that's the opener. How the hell is anyone gonna follow that? That was literally what I said. I was like, who made this the opening match? Because who the hell is supposed to follow that shit? Because first of all, I keep forgetting Black Taurus moves like he does.
Yeah.
And the Kingo, I mean, my God, still he had one hiccup. He had was one hiccup that he had with the dive to the outside, but that was it. It was like you know what? But you know what's funny? It was like, oh, he can make mistakes. That's interesting. I was starting to feel bad because thinking he was like this perfect luchador. Oh, good. At least he can make some mistakes sometimes. He didn't make any the rest of the night, by the way. It was just the one time. So I was like, well, at least he's kind of human, I guess.
But they also did a good job of like what you love in a wrestling show, where that started off. You're like, how do you follow it? But you follow it with different types of matches.
That's true.
Yeah.
Really
so it wasn't like several more luchador, high fly matches that had to do the same thing. So
yeah, but if we're gonna go ahead and bounce around, I'll go ahead and mention what Bernsey said. I honestly have been looking at ratings for that match, and when people talk about it online, and people who give it like a low rating stuff, I vehemently disagree with, because I feel like that's another match. It's just the style was different. That didn't make it bad. It just meant it's a different style. Shane Taylor is a brawler. Keith Lee's kind of a it's kind of a more like balanced in all kind of different arenas. But that freaking Canadian Destroyer off the top. The whole crowd lost their minds at that, and it was so cool, and it just confirmed what I've been saying all along. Shane Taylor is severely underrated, and no one gives him enough credit. So Keith, of course, everyone always talks about Keith Lee and everything, but it was a cool moment. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I kind of would have preferred it if Shane won, but I get what they did. Mm-hmm. Before we get to like the main events and the really big game matches. I do want to shout out two matches in particular. The I Quit match, which was leagues better than I thought it had any right to be, first of all.
Yeah.
And the effing Survival of the Fittest match for the TV title. Oh my God. All 6 of those guys worked their asses off to make sure that match was good. Dalton Castle is never not the funniest guy in a match, and also never not probably the best worker in a match. JC, whenever you watch it, just know he doesn't actually get to wrestle for like the first 10 minutes of this match because everyone keeps throwing him out of the ring.
I'm not surprised.
But when I say that man is even the best, okay, let me put it this way: if you're entertaining just getting thrown out of a ring more than most people are when they're in the ring. Everyone else needs to look at what they're doing.
Look, here comes someone with live actual interaction with both of these.
Yeah.
Golly.
I do remember he had that match with Keith when he was still in WWE.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. The dark.
Yeah, and a bump from Shane. That I'm sure that wasn't painful at all. I'm sure that was just fine. I'm sure you didn't get up and say question like, "Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to stop wrestling."
No, we've talked about that. We know about.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
I know what you mean.
It's just funny. But also about the TV title match. Big, huge shout out to Brian Keith, the bounty hunter. Texas native. I bring this. I always think about this a lot. The first time I ever saw him was at Heavy Metal Wrestling, in that bar where only like 100 of us could probably legally even fit in that room. He was full on heel. We were booing him and blah, making fun of his outfit and stuff. To go from that to where he is now, I'm super proud of him. Also, shouts out to Tony Khan because he bought the rights for Still Tipping, and the whole epic crowd sang it as he came out. I was like, hell yeah, I love Texas. So, it was just a good match. Also, shouts out to Lee Moriarty, Lee Johnson. Commander should have won. That man did a rope walk 450 like it was nothing. I was like, give this man all of the belts because that was amazing. That was amazing.
Look at that, Greg Garza.
Greg Garza, what's up, Greg?
Garza, very cool.
Heavy metal was a lot of fun. I really do miss that promotion. It was so cool. Because I remember us standing for like 3 hours and not even noticing it was 3 hours. Plus, also Dylan brought Raven. I finally got to meet Raven because of heavy metal.
Dylan, I love his passion for wrestling.
Yeah,
love that interview I did with him.
I got to meet Raven because of heavy metal. Heavy metal wrestling is probably going to go down as just golden in my eyes from the rest of my life. So, but no, every other match was good. I like even the matches like you said, JC, that were just weren't the same tone as the rest of the night. That didn't make them bad. It just meant
I want to ask Mike about the couple matches in particular, and these all involve members of the Blackpool Combat Club. First, the Pure Rules Wrestling match: Wheeler Yuta, Tom Lawler. Go for
it. Wheeler Yuta is so damn good, and after his time with BCC, he has become like the most perfect little shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like become such an easy person to just detest because he's really good, and then he does the sleazy things like, kicking him in the crotch and all that stuff, and the face he makes after he does it, like,
yeah.
I know he doesn't quite have like the promo yet, but he's even getting like the facials and the character part of it, like he's really good. And then like he really is like a technician in the ring, like really good. So that was a great match. Enjoyed that. I think they said he won the belt back because Shibata's going to be on a break or something.
Yeah.
He's taking some time off basically. So
okay.
But the way he treated him and did the pile driver and all that. So.
But look, I put it this way.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of a different match. I'm totally but I'm talking about Tom Lawler.
Yeah. But Shibata taking time off, I'm totally okay with because the fact that he came back at all is a miracle. But yeah, Tom Lawler is always good, so that match was great. Hook coming out afterwards was pretty cool because now that's coming somewhere down the line.
And even then, like where the face would normally like stay in the ring and Wheeler would run off, he ran back in to attack him.
Yeah,
I like last second. So yeah.
And also to Greg, yes, Penelope was at Heavy Metal. I got to meet her. She's awesome too. And Shotzi Blackheart was at the same show, if I remember correctly, because I got to meet her too. Wow. Yeah, it was a really cool. That was a really cool night.
The other match I want to ask Mike about the Jay Briscoe Memorial Fight Without Honor.
Of course,
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood why it played out the way it did, but. I mean, anytime you get Blackpool Combat Club, and then they were just like, "Oh, no, let's just start fighting because that's what he wanted."
Yeah,
I love the way they kind of was like, "Well, maybe it'll just be like a respect." Nope. Yeah, like that's not what Jay would have wanted. Let's kick the crap out of each other.
I do like the fact that there were several points in the night that all of us, the whole crowd, thought that match was over, and they would go on for another 2 minutes. It was so good. It was so good. It was. But you know what? I'm going to tell everybody the absolute truth. I got super emotional during that match because I think that was the first time it's truly hit me. Jay's gone. If that makes any sense. Because I don't know why sitting there when they were fighting, I think the full way hit me like, yo, man, Jay's really not coming out here with Mark. He's really. I think that's the first time I'd seen Mark live since what happened. So I was like, yo, man, he's really not coming out. He's really gone. And that hit me pretty hard. I was like, this isn't fun. Emotions. So
healing from all this is just insane. Just, as fans losing a wrestler like that, and all of a sudden the way too that he went, and just can't imagine what his brother's going through. But it's pretty cool to see him out there.
Yeah. And honestly, shout out to Mark because
Yeah,
you're right. Like it's got to be something like you can't even comprehend or imagine. But he's at least publicly and on television dealt with it as well as you can.
Yeah.
And like put on a positive face for as much as you can do that. So
well, I mean, remember if you saw the video from the funeral when he gave his speech, he started off
yeah,
with a joke to get
yeah,
everybody to laugh, and then I don't know if you guys remember this. After it happened when Mark wrestled Jay Lethal for that first time, Jay Lethal was a mess, and
yeah.
I'm not knocking him for that because
No,
hell, I was too. I was a mess watching it, but Mark just kind of just kind of grabbed him and say, hey, he said whatever he said to get him in the game, and I was just like, dude, it's your brother who passed,
I
and you're
know that's what I
encouraging
mean.
him. I immediately said, what kind of mental fortitude do you have, dude? Dude, I was like thinking, Mark, if you want to cry in front of us, bro, it's okay. If someone makes fun of
Yeah.
you, all of us will punch them. We don't care. So,
No, 100%.
yeah. So, I think Mark's been just amazing through all this,
Yeah.
and of course, like you said, Mike, I'm sure in his private moments at home, he breaks
Yeah.
down in tears, and who gives a damn? Of course he does, because that's his
Right.
brother. But how he goes out, because even when when he got onto AEW TV on a regular basis, and he was just like that same silly dude.
Yeah.
My favorite promo was Lexi talking to him, but he was like, Lexi, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling real good, and Mark Sterling came up to him trying to offer a business card. He was like, well, no, thank you, sir. I'll be flying solo on this excursion, and threw the card. I was like, he's just Mark Briscoe all the time,
Yeah.
and God bless that man for it.
Finally, want to ask about the main event.
Oh my
Athena
God!
versus Starks. I mean, we said on the show it had to be the main event. It is Athena after all in her hometown, but with everything that happened on this event, did this one live up to its billing?
Bruh.
Yeah.
I like. Let me put it this way. I liked Billy Starks before this. I am a diehard fan now. That girl can freaking go. And Athena, bruh,
Mm-hmm.
she is world class, and everyone who doesn't think so is wrong. I get having your own opinion, but you can also be wrong about things. That
And
match,
you are.
yeah. If you don't think
Yeah.
think Athena is one of the best in the world, then congratulations, you're wrong. That match, dude, was so good. It 1000% lived up to the hype. It did, and Billy Starks really. She showed she's gonna be world champion somewhere someday. I don't know if it's gonna be Ring of Honor, AEW, but she's gonna be signed somewhere else. And that girl's world champion material.
Yeah.
And if people don't see
100%.
that now, they're just behind the curve.
Well,
she's gonna do it.
worth pointing out this iteration of the ROH Women's World Championship. Athena, number one, is the longest reigning champion in its history,
Right.
and has held the title for over a year. Will she ever be beat for this? Like, who is going to take the title off her at this point? Because
I wonder if
she's
she'll do it.
unbeatable at this point.
I wonder if she'll do a Samoa Joe and vacate it so she can go after everything else.
No, I think you gotta pin her, and it may be Billy again in a rematch down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know some people like that, like Asuka did, and a few other people where they vacate, they're just unbeatable. But I think for the purpose of giving someone what that means out of it to beat them, I do think she will eventually get beat. Yeah.
I've seen that. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of
Yeah,
these wrestlers we see that. So yeah.
Well, see, Jason, I tried to get to most of those shows, but for whatever reason missed them because of traffic and the fact that I got to town late. Anyway,
Because Dallas, yeah.
Because Dallas, but so I wasn't as familiar with her before that week. So this past year, of course, I've been more familiar with her. I'm like, oh, she really is really good. But then that match just showed me she's more than really good. She's main event level. She's really is this talent lately that a bunch of young kids who they're young, but damn, they're already there. They're just only gonna get better from here. It's like, if look at we just talked about Izzy and Mia Friday who are as young or younger than Billy Starks, but that doesn't mean that they can't get to that level too this coming year. Billy's there. Why can't them?
I think Maya World's only 20. She's
Maya World's only 20, and she's already.
She did technically show up on Final Battle.
She did technically show up in Final Battle with Shane Taylor.
Holding the flag for
Holding the
for
flag.
Shane Taylor.
Yep.
Right. And then they had the match taped the next night with Athena.
Yeah.
Which I didn't watch it, but like if you see the clips online, because Athena beats her and then like raises her hand, so you think Athena's kind of lightened up a little bit with Billy because Billy's with her again,
Yeah.
like officially her minion. But then she knocks Maya in the head and laughs about it. But they make the reference during the clips that she's trained in Dallas by Lou Gotti and Athena.
That's good.
So
Lou deserves Lou deserves that praise too. Oh, yeah. And while we're still talking about a real quick side note, the ROH World 6-Man Tag match was really good. They did. I didn't know Bad Dude Tito was that great in the ring, but he is. And poor Kosei Fujita. I know he's the young lion and getting his feet in the business, but damn, they beat the crap out that poor kid.
Well, yeah, and the story there was that the Gates of Agony had lost to TMDK.
Yeah.
In the Japan Tag Tournament, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a little bit of a revenge for them.
A little bit of revenge, yeah, for that, yeah.
Nice.
All right, well, on to the WrestleCast ratings for the event, and you said you guys were the ones that got to see it / be there in Tommy's case.
Yep.
I'll ask you guys, Tommy or Mike. We'll start with you actually. 0 to 5, 5 year WrestleMania 17, 0 December member. What is your rating for Ring of Honor Final Battle 2023?
I think I'm going to go with a 4.5.
Okay.
It was a really good show. Solid all the way across. Like I said, tons of different types of matches and a lot of cool things. Yeah, I mean it was solid. You don't really have much to complain about, except Claudio was losing, but it took a little bit off, but I understand why. Still.
That whole team, man, that is a dream team of a 6-man.
It really is.
It's crazy, yeah. So, all right, Tommy, what about you?
I'm biased since I was there, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it even. I'll go 4.75.
Okay.
Real damn close to perfect. So, man, but like
if you had made that pre-show and seen Jasmine, it would have been a 5 for you.
It probably would have been a 4.25 if I'd seen that. Okay.
Man,
I'm kidding. 4.75 and good for her. No, wait, yes, good for her because if she's on TV, I don't have to see her in person as much. Yes.
No,
yeah, but you were there.
What it's going to mean is that you're going to be there front row on TV at some point. You're going to be yelling at each other front row on TV at some point, and this feud is going to go national. That's basically what this means. All right.
I mean, there is a scenario in my head where she gets signed to like AEW / ROH. She's on an ROH show, and I get front row. Like I don't know. She's like on them. I'm like, God damn it! And
Tommy mysteriously wins front row tickets to like AEW Dynamite or some shit like that, and
Why did you say mysteriously win?
Either.
Hey Tommy, you should call this radio contest because why not? Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, because honestly, it's probably either Marvel or Brandon or even Brian. Like call it up AEW ROH contacts and be like, look, get this guy in the front row. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
Right? Especially
Make this part of your story.
Make sure, matter of fact, and don't tell Jasmine or Laura when she comes out.
Who's the guy that travels with WWE? Tommy's going to be that guy wherever AEW goes. If
that dude with the red hat, I can't remember.
Yes.
No, he was there. He was there at the ROH show. He was there. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. Well, there's a few of those fans that are apparently like at every WWE show, but
yeah,
Brock Lesnar guy. Brock Lesnar guy. He's at every show.
It's like that Marlins guy that's like at every Major League Baseball playoff game.
Yeah.
So ROH Final Battle WrestleCast rating 4.625.
Yes.
Good work. Good work. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll go to Final Battle be in Garland next year as well, and I'll be able to maybe I'll just go the night before because I hate Dallas traffic. I really do.
Well, I gotta ask, does it still feel like old school Ring of Honor being there, or does it really feel, I guess, AEW'd? For lack of a better term, like a developmental.
It feels AEW'd in terms of production, in terms of the matches that themselves know, because Ethan Page and Tony Nese legitimately was like a fight. It was I could match, but it felt like an old school fight without honor. So did the 6-man tag. Wheeler Yuta and Tom Lawler was a pure championship match, like we would get back in the day. Maybe not as explosive because, of course, back then you had like Nigel McGuinness, so of course it wasn't because Nigel McGuinness is explosive. And of course, and like I said, we had Vikingo and Taurus. Like there's no way like you can call these guys like developmental type talents when they're like main eventing in Mexico and the world TV title match. So in terms of, does it still give you a glimpse of guys you may not know as well and you become instant fans of? Yes. But in terms of, does it feel like it's just guys that they're letting out there to get their feet wet in the business? No, because I'll put it this way: if you had put the Kingo of Taurus, Paige and Nice, the Survival of the Fittest, or the fight without honor match, yeah, six man in the main event instead of Athena and Billy, it still would have been a main event show of a match. The difference is with this show, it had like 4 main events and then some other matches that were just really fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, and that's an old school ROH show. They had matches like that where it's like, and of course you had the shows that were like one match shows that you really want to see. The Punk versus Joe series. I'm not gonna lie about that. That's what everyone came to see. But then you would have match shows like what one am I thinking of? It was one. Well, I'm in the room. I'm looking at them. Like you would have like I forget what Just Before Dishonor was. It was Title Black and Davey Richards was the main event. But I think the opener was like Christopher Daniels and Kenny Omega.
Man.
So or like the old school Final Battles, or like you would have all these great end of feud matches because of Final Battle, and then of course you get a main event like Steen and Generico. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, every other match was fantastic, and then of course those two came out and just blew everyone else away. Not because the other matches were bad, but because those two were just like dead set on having the best match on the card. Mm-hmm. Again, what happens Friday night. So in terms of production, yes, it's bigger. That's it. You have the big Tron and everything, and that's fine. In terms of how it felt wrestling wise, it still feels like ROH to me. I think people who disagree can't get past the production part of it, which I guess is okay. Because the old school ROH fans remember the Murphy Rec Center where they had the old, barely digital cameras, no real lights except for the lights in the gym, and even when they got all that stuff, it was still basic as all hell. But to me, to say that the old spirit of ROH isn't there when you have guys who are determined to keep the spirit alive, like Mark, like Shane, like Athena, and like the Mogul Embassy, like Ethan, like Tony Nese, to say that they're not trying to keep that spirit alive to me is a bit disrespectful. I mean, Samoa Joe didn't say, like, I'll put it this way. When Samoa Joe, vacated the TV title, he didn't say it was worthless. He just said, like, I want to stay hungry, essentially. He basically saying, like, whoever gets this, let's see if you do the same, more or less, to me. At least that's how I took it. And, and the fact that they had this whole Survival of the Fittest tournament to the point where a local Texas guy, A, won the right to be in it that same night, and then B, had one hell of a performance in it to the point where there were a few moments in there, by the way, it legitimately looked like Brian Keith was going to win that whole match. By the way, he was like one of the last. He was like the last 3.
He was the second to last one to be eliminated.
Yeah, so there was a moment it looked like he was going to take the whole thing, and again that feels like old school ROH because you got to think. I mean, people got to remember there was a time no one knew who Samoa Joe was. We didn't know who Homicide was. We didn't know who Bryan Danielson was. Ring of Honor brought all those guys to us.
Very cool to hear. Very cool to hear. I'm glad they preserved that. So
also one little thing that we kind of missed in news, but ties into ROH and the tapings that happened afterwards. On last night's ROH show, Tony Khan announced a women's ROH TV title.
That's right.
A second women's title for the ROH women, which is really cool because we've just talked about how well they're doing with Athena and Billy and all the other ones that have been coming through. So, yeah, this would be pretty interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Has Jasmine won that, Tommy?
No, because then she'd be the first ever champion, and I'd never not hear the end of that crap because she'd bring it with her everywhere. Yeah. Her Instagram stories to Mission
Which you follow probably before Casey. So
why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Because he's
she'd definitely give you an 8x10 of her carrying it too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
She'd give me that for free and then sign it. And then,
and
then she would make me take a picture with her holding it.
Yeah.
That's the worst case scenario of my entire life.
Well, It's like
All right,
Homer Simpson
well,
said the Simpsons
let's move on for Tommy falls into depression here. On
Too
to
late.
the hybrid experience, which
Damn
happened
it,
this
Case
past
is still
Saturday.
awake.
Okay, of course he's still awake. You brought it up.
I didn't do it. Y'all brought it.
Well, I brought it back up, so that's
Okay,
fair.
that's true. Yeah. So actually, no, it wasn't me. Hybrid experience took place this past weekend. I unfortunately I could not attend. Being a softball coach, we had a tournament that day, and the girls played great. By the way, it was very
Awesome.
cool to see. Yeah, so improved so much at the technical level. But you guys attended. How was the event? And this was the toy drive event, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Who wants to get started? We'll talk about it a bit. So.
I mean, it was a really good show.
Yeah.
Chase Owens is in this working with the young hybrid talent, and
Okay. Okay.
Oh boy.
I mean, he's great at being a dick to them, but then they put on a hell of a match.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Animal, and at the beginning he was like, "What's his name? Animal?" What?
Yeah, he kept doing that.
From the Muppets? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So two things. What I said, and I will continue to say, is people are never going to appreciate how good Chase Owens is until after the fact that he stops wrestling. Oh, Jason, someone said hi to you in the comments.
Oh, who did that? My cousin Michelle. Hey, Michelle.
Hello, his
Merry
cousin Michelle.
Christmas. Yeah.
So they're never going to appreciate how good he is after he's done. Second, he put the BOW title on the line in the match. And there was a moment, JC, I swear to God, we heard three. And me and Terry looked at each other, and we both said at the same time, I am not calling Clint.
Please tell me there's video of this, because they could relay this into the next BOW show. Bit of controversy.
I don't know if there's video of it,
I'm sure there is.
But
there were a bunch of people filming it, so someone has a
he
case.
counted 1, 2. It was like I was like I swore I just heard 3.
Let's say this: they may have kicked out, but the ref didn't stop their momentum to hit the mat.
Yeah,
so they definitely slapped for a 3.
So controversy, interesting here.
Man, I was like, I was like, oh, whoa, what the hell was?
Who was the referee?
It wasn't Vince. It was
okay.
Yeah,
it was Hella, right?
It was Hella. Yeah, so it was a good ref. It was a good ref. So don't worry, we had that problem all night too.
Yeah.
I would have had a heart attack. You're not wrong. Alexander Crawley and Danny Vintage. He also made a believer out of me that night.
Yeah,
like, I really liked him. I really did. I really do. But like, I don't know. Some about that match really stuck with me immediately. I was like, yeah, this guy's good. He's going places. And he does have a very infectious energy and catchphrase. So I can't lie. So
yeah, and it's really cool because he works in the rewind. Fast forward, pause,
and I gotta respect that as a Blockbuster kid.
No kidding. There was the tag match, Flocking Brawlers. No, it was the street fight. The candy cane street fight, actually.
Ha! It didn't get a candy cane thrown at me. Yeah. This time
we got candy thrown at us.
Yeah,
but not an actual candy.
But missed it.
Yeah,
but in that case, it was good because it was getting thrown at everyone. So.
No, wait, there was some candy canes, the little ones. Yeah, actually, there was. Casey and Brandon against the Karate Kids. Okay, and look, Casey's here, and I know he may still have the welts from this thing. They beat the crap out of each other. Like, they're 4 faces. They didn't really have any reason to be in a feud. But they use cookie sheets, with reckless abandon, and candy cane kendo sticks, and like you and your friends are like, look, we're gonna beat each other up. There's no two ways about it, and they did.
How big of a cookie sheet though? Like, are we talking like?
Well, I think they bought like the set where you get like the big one, the middle one, the smaller one. So
okay.
But look.
The good ones, or are we talking like Dollar Tree shit? Like,
look, I don't.
I'm trying to think of how painful that would be. That's just what I'm thinking of. So it makes a difference.
as
Casey, you want to chime in here? It seems
yeah, if he's
painful as
still
hell
awake.
to me.
Yeah.
Because also they hit each other a few times. They're partners too, maybe accidentally.
I'm just saying. And with enough force and velocity, anything hurts. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So,
Right.
guys, you told me it's going to hospital.
No, go look at some of the pictures that they took afterwards. Like,
Yeah,
they've
true.
got welts on them and marks,
True.
and yeah, it was a
Brutal.
fight. I mean, it is a candy cane street fight, but like they weren't even.
Some of those candy canes, you can shank somebody with those if you cut them the right way. I'm
Well,
just saying,
right,
so
you gotta-
just be careful.
I mean, it's
So-
kind of
Gotta
disturbing
get
how you just kind of threw that out there. I mean,
I'm
I mean, we don't mean to laugh because that's serious. But
I don't
Jesus.
either, but it's just how he typed it in. I may or may not.
So you're still in concussion protocol. We're not sure yet right now. That's
Yeah,
basically what's going on.
apparently.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Also, we saw you were feeling sick. Hope you're feeling a little bit better, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Hope you go some.
But yeah, that was a hell of a match. Callie faced Key. Callie apparently already dumping Gia Michelle as a friend or partner.
She said at the beginning, Gia's not here because like what she say, because she's not a real friend or something like that. And we're like, weren't you crying when she broke up with you at the last show?
Yeah, I don't know. But look, all I know is, Callie, you have a lot of talent, and I hope you go far. And the reason I do is because I hope Mild Sauce follows you wherever you go, because I really feel proud that we were the ones that got that started in her first several matches. So she's, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but apparently a huge Ambrose/Moxley fan, because her DDT, instead of dirty deeds, is spicy deeds.
Is that what she said? Oh dear God.
She did say that. And I was going to make a joke about it and Christmas, but then I realized, I think it would be kind of weird for me to, message her and be like, Spicy Deeds is going to get you on the naughty Wait, that doesn't sound...
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah,
But it is called...
that sounds like an OnlyFans thing.
You made the right call on that one, Mike.
Yeah, right.
So.
But yeah, Spicy Deeds is apparently her DDT, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Makes
All right.
sense.
Okay.
It seems like it, so...
I mean, fair enough, but
we got to work on the name Spicy Deeds, though. That's just, I don't know.
I mean, I was going to make a short joke, but I'm not going to do it.
No, you made a short joke. It's over now. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. That just, it sounds a bit OnlyFansy, I guess you could say.
Only fancy.
I just sorry when I hear that and I'm thinking that I'm like, I don't know if you want to use that. So,
well, I mean, the spicy thing is like the key of her character at the moment. So I mean, she's going full tilt with it. So
okay,
more power to her.
She can be the little flaming hot Cheeto. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you want to say. So I mean, it's good.
Oh my God!
I don't think that's much better.
I'm making that sign for either hybrid or RCW that weekend. A little spicy hot Cheeto.
Make it for both. Who cares?
Well, I'm sure she had quite a bit.
I'm sure she had some with that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, Jason. The only thing is, Roxy's still taller than her. Well, then again, so is Mox. But
well, Mox is definitely, but.
Oh my God, she's never ever gonna like me ever. That's amazing to me.
No, that's okay.
All right.
And then the main event was the tag team match. We have new tag team champions.
Yeah.
Living in Fashion, Devin Carter and Zakai Living beat H2 Easy. Please do.
I mean, how much more could she possibly hate me? Actually, that's a challenge.
I
want to
cannot
know.
wait till she does an interview with you guys.
And once again, Tommy, here's the greatest thing. I was saying shit. You're the one who she's going to yell at. I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
But to be fair, when she shushed us, I think I had just said something. But I wasn't the only one, for the record. But I got shushed directly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the picture she posted.
Yeah,
they posted from Hybrid. No, of course it was you. Who else was yelling from that corner?
All of us.
Yeah, but who could you hear?
I mean, well, fair.
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah.
But
Thank you, JC. I think they knew what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just making. I'm giving a visual aid in case people don't realize it. So. Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Living in Fashion. They had a great match. Sure. The treats did interfere and prevent Hyder from coming back in to make a save, but see, and you know what? Jason said that. Tommy's still going to take the brunt of it. So
yeah, I am. Yeah, and Case is going to just show her this whole segment of this video, and it's still going to be my fault. So
hey, more viewers. What are you going to do?
That's true. I ain't mad at it.
Show all the trollers. Just pass it around hybrid, man. Let's go.
I mean, like they had that picture of them already hating me. So what does this matter? So let's do it.
That is one of the best pictures of the year, man.
Bro, that's like my favorite picture. I just changed it because of the LFI picture was so I changed it just the other day. But I'm probably gonna switch that back sooner rather than later because I love that picture so much.
It is a great picture.
It's a great photo.
All right. Well, Hybrid Experience, as I mentioned, their next show is January 19th. That's going to be a busy weekend. The 19th is, of course, a Friday.
Yeah, back to a Friday show.
Yeah, back to a Friday show. The 20th, of course, is RCW's Rumble Royale, which we're going to see Mild Sauce in that one as well, along with the rest of the Trollas. They did announce that. And, of course, Jasmine Lure, as we mentioned there as well. So, yeah, that's going to be
Emmy's in there, and like you said, Anarchish Kid. So far for the women.
I'm going to throw this out there. Izzy did tell us in the last Mission Pro that she wasn't going to be here for this week's Mission Pro, but she would be back for the January one.
Or Hybrid, you mean?
For Hybrid, excuse me. Yeah. Hybrid. Do you think there's a chance she gets added to RCW?
Possibly.
For the Rumble, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll be there for Hybrid, so yeah, there's a possibility. See what they work out.
See what they do. So, yeah. I mean,
also, Tommy, I know you posted this, so do we want to go ahead and just say it on the show as well? Brandon, if you're watching, Denise Day, put her in the Rumble.
Yeah, I did post it. Yes.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, I'll say it. Yeah. Brandon Oliver, River City Wrestling, Denise Day should be in the RCW Rumble. Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. That should be cool. So. Let's see here. All right. Well, let's move on to the event that we are gonna be. Oh.
Bro, hey, yo!
Look, for full disclosure, Casey, we interviewed her this week, and apparently your partner lost to her at an event where her little sister got involved and chopped her. So yeah, that's a story we're going to keep.
Oh yeah,
we'll see when the interview comes out. By the way, just for full disclosure and fair warning, it's like 40% an interview, 60% the three of us just messing around and talking and going off on tangents.
It got off the rails so fast.
Isn't that how they normally go?
Yes. More recently, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Our other interview, we'll say them both. I don't know when they'll come out because obviously with the holidays, it's going to, people be doing some stuff. But within the next couple of weeks, we'll have the Denise Day interview and a Boss Baines interview. That one also gets off the rails a little bit later in the interview. But that dude is a gem, and you really need to hear his story too. So
yeah, seriously.
All right, well, let's move into an event we're all attending, and that's tomorrow night here in San Antonio. AEW Collision Holiday Bash, and for all of us, the first AEW Collision show we're going to get to attend as well. So obviously a year and 2 days since AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash, which took place last December in San Antonio, but that was at the Freeman Coliseum. This was at the Frost Bank Center, which is a huge surprise considering that's WWE's usual territory when they come to town. And it's long been said when the WWE signs a contract someplace that they're exclusive. They can't rent it out to somewhere else. So I'm wondering how AEW pulled this off. But, I don't
know.
Do you think the name change has something to do with it?
I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it. I mean, it's still a contract with Arena and Sports.
Wait, Jason, I assume you mean to MPW, but Tommy, there's too many people that hate Tommy in the backstage in most places. I don't know if we'd be able to do that.
Oh boy,
it's not untrue.
Yeah. The Tommy section and just everyone just laying to him or something like that. So, but we're gonna see a few matches here. Some we're gonna talk about. Some we're excited for. And Keith Lee going from Shane Taylor to Brian Cage. Keith Lee versus Brian Cage on AEW Collision TV.
That's just two painful matches back to back.
That is two big men who move way more athletically than they should be allowed by the laws of physics. So
Yeah. Well. They, like Pac, saw the laws of physics and said "ha," and then did their own thing. So
yeah.
They're breaking the law. Yeah. So.
yeah,
Thunder Rosa's return to action is in a tag team match with Abaddon against Julia Hart and Sky Blue, one that was set up last week.
Yep.
Can't recall if it was on Collision or.
And that's the huge one. It was. I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Collision.
But,
they were still in Dallas.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yes, my cousin lives in the Valley. Believe this is AEW's first trek into the Valley. They're going to be in Edinburgh.
So.
Edinburgh has a nice arena there for the RGV Vipers, which is the G League team for the Houston Rockets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Really nice arena there, and AEW's going to be there in February. I believe that they just announced that fairly recently too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
They're going to hit Austin, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, enjoy it. It's a party. Get there early. That is a really, really nice arena. As you know, you live down there. We drive by it every time going back from the beach. So, yeah. So
Awesome.
Thunder Rosa and Abaddon versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I cannot wait to see Thunder Rosa back in the ring.
Yeah, look, all I'm saying is get the mariachis out there again. You're going to have a bunch of drunk Mexicans again in an arena. Get those mariachis going. Get the crowd. Blow the roof off the place. Really happy for her. You know, we saw her at MPW. Talked to her briefly. You know she was itching to get back. You know, so glad it's finally happening for her. And Abaddon's an interesting partner because she had some matches in AEW like a year and a half ago or so, and then never really got used for a while. Then kind of get a little bit of resurgence here.
I want to say she was injured for a while too, right?
Maybe she was. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Julia Hart's created a great character, and the Sky Blue thing is interesting because up until this point, we thought they were going to join forces, and then they didn't, and Sky Blue kind of went against her. Mm-hmm. But also, and I don't remember if I was listening to everything being said because I had to go back and watch Collision. But when Sky Blue showed up to do this, she didn't have the blue in her hair, and like she was full. Like dark haired. So I don't know if they're going with a slightly like multiple personality versions of Sky Blue or they're just doing this to make the tag match. So that'd be interesting to kind of see though.
Yeah, I think Nigel McGuinness made the joke of Sky Black.
Right.
Yeah, so
yeah, because maybe that's what I heard. So I was like, wait, is he serious? Or
yeah, well, so far she's still listed as Sky Blue, but you know.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm interested to see how much Thunder Rosa and Abaddon's face paint's going to match. That's going to be an interesting one too.
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, you got like the zombie Abaddon, and then you know the skulls of Thunder Rosa. So.
Michelle's not wrong, but
yeah.
She wasn't made popular because of her promos. So.
Yeah.
AEW work, Tommy. Like, calm down. Come on.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
AEW Trios Championship. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass defending against Top Flight and Action.
Do I need to ask Tina's permission? Like, are we cool to scissor on Saturday night? Or
I'm pretty sure she has no problem with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'll confirm.
Well, it's the Acclaimed, and we're not gonna do that. So
yeah. So. Tommy, are you upset? Are you praying? Are you trying to decide?
If your seats are close enough, you can join.
Yeah, we can three-way scissor.
They do it all the time. They do like the best friend.
So.
Can we talk about the match now?
Yes, sir. I thought we were, but okay.
Top Flight, good to see them back together again. I know, like, one or both of them is always injured, unfortunately.
Dante was injured last, I think.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the leg thing on the. He took the
from Ring of Honor
Canadian Destroyer onto the table, and his leg landed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they kept re-showing it. That's like in football when the quarterback or the guy goes down with the broken leg, and they keep re-showing the replay. Yeah. They kept re-showing that where his leg bends. You're like, why are you showing that again? But for what it's worth, those three guys, like, they're gonna put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, they seem like they really do get along, like legit. Like,
and then it's gonna be cool to see Billy Gunn being like 3 feet taller than everyone in the ring.
So. Literally, bruh, like for real.
Like it is kind of crazy because like I know he was big in WWE, but like he didn't look gargantuan. With some of the AEW guys that are not the big muscle dudes, like he looks huge.
And to be fair, Billy Gunn was typically sitting next to Triple H. So, at that point, he looked about the same size. Because, he was talking like X-Pac and a little taller than,
Road Dogg.
and that. But now he's like, and plus he's like, what, 50-something years old?
Yeah.
And, because, like, he's going to do like Sting does. He's like, I'm going to decide to retire. Not because I can't still do this, but because I feel like I'm done.
Yeah.
That's going to be Billy Gunn in a few years.
JC, leave the next one to the end, because...
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave it to the end, but we'll get into the Continental Classic Blue League matches. There's 3 of them we're going to see. First is Daniel Garcia versus Brody King.
Brody King's got a pretty decent push out of this Continental Classic up until his last. He beat Claudio in their earlier match. Who did he lose to Danielson?
Danielson. I was gonna say he's because when you said that, I was like, yeah, but losing to Danielson, does that really kill a push? Or does that
Right? No, it doesn't. That's what I mean.
I feel like that just means like if you're good at to go toe to toe with him, that's still you. That's still you being pushed.
He's looking really good coming out of this.
Well, that's what I've been saying about this whole tournament. I was like, everyone complained Ring of Honor needs to do something different, and now they're doing something different. But I could be off of social media more, which I just stopped. I really did get off. So because like I was like saying, but where's all the praise for them doing all this good stuff with the tournament? Because like look at all the guys who come out looking like gold.
This tournament has been awesome, and then what they set up on Dynamite with the gold side.
Yeah,
is really
because
cool.
like
this is kind of like their version of the G1, basically. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and I was gonna bring that up because like even Jay White, whenever he loses, like people was like, "Why is Jay White losing? Why is Jay White losing?" I was like, "Do you guys the backstage promos? Y'all don't want to see that? An angry Jay White is the best Jay White."
Also, JC, they were smart not to put Toriano in this because they didn't want to just clear cut winner to dominate this thing. They made it look competitive with these matches. So.
Who says he's not? What if there is secretly a Continental Classic Red League in New Japan? Get it, the red, the Red Sun. And Toriano is like dominating that right now. Just saying.
I assume he is, if there is. So,
Tommy, all right?
Tommy,
okay.
Reset.
If Toriano shows up at World's End having some secret underground Japan tournament and like pins everyone and wins all 3 belts, I may have to hurt myself in some kind of non-lethal way.
Tommy, you know how for the longest time we thought the story of Pat Patterson winning a tournament in Rio de Janeiro for the IC title was a true thing? That's like we just need Toriano showing up and like they're saying like, oh yeah, there was a tournament in Japan. Everyone looks up and like, we have no record of the. Now that we have the internet.
But see, here's the thing.
First
it wasn't
of all,
in Japan. It was in Rio still. It was in Rio again.
Yeah. First of all, Pat Patterson did win it. You can't convince me otherwise. That's still true. So, and Toriano, he's going to find a way to make it in. If Toriano's out at World's End, somehow wins the King of the Pro Wrestling Championship too at World's End because it's right before the end of the year, that would be amazing. Just going to throw that out there right now. So,
God, I love it.
Yeah.
Toriano ever wins a world title. First of all, JC will never be happier. Secondly, though, there will be a series of wrestling fans who will all just jump off of bridges.
If that ever happened, JC is suddenly going to find the money to go to Japan.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know how many points I have left.
All right, guys. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's not going to be Samoa Joe. It's the devil's been Toriano all along. He had guys pretending to be him, like everyone thinks it's Kyle O'Reilly or other. No, it's Toriano hiring these guys as body doubles. It's really been him. He wants the AEW World Title, and he's going to be the one that actually takes it off of MJF.
AEW. Jesus Christ. WrestleCast After Dark really is going off the rails. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are just some of the greatest booking decisions we could ever come up with. We'll throw that out there right now.
If literally any of that happens, I won't know what to do with myself. This may be peak wrestling of all time. If Toriano,
and if it doesn't happen, expect Toriano to chase after Okada on his way to TNA because that shit's going down at Hard to Kill.
Now, hold on. Now, all kidding aside, Toriano and TNA may be the best thing ever. Honestly, I can't even pretend like it wouldn't be awesome to see that.
I think we made this joke at some point a couple weeks ago, but even if not, I need R-Truth and Toriano showing up at Hard to Kill.
Just
neither of them being signed with the company, but just to, like, is this the Royal Rumble? And then Toriano doing Toriano stuff, and
it's like I thought it was the G1.
No. He's R-Truth. Is this the Royal Rumble? Toriano, want to buy a DVD of mine? And
Yeah.
and Scott D'Amore walks in. What the hell?
Hunter, I didn't do this. I don't know what
he's like Hunter, President, and then the President of Japan, President Takahashi. I don't know how the hell they even got in the building.
On social media, you get Hunter doing this picture with Toriano, and then this. All right, next match on the.
And then R-Truth in New Japan and the G1 for no reason whatsoever. And everyone just says, okay.
Yeah. Andre Idolo versus Eddie Kingston, also in the Blue League, is happening again.
That's just gonna be a fight.
Over it.
Yeah.
Like, it's Eddie Kingston, so it's going to be a fight. But Andrade doesn't back down from anyone. He's been looking good in this tournament, too.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he's in contention for the lead with Danielson.
Yeah, he is. Shouts out to his manager, CJ Perry, who had a really bad infection.
That was crazy.
But she's better now from what I heard. And
she got like a splitter in her finger, and the infection got real bad. They had to do surgery and drain it. And then she just shows the pictures on Instagram of her finger and also her throwing up. But I mean, it sucks what she went through, and I'm glad she's better. You're right, but I was like, whoa, I wasn't planning on seeing that right now. But
now that being said, that makes her kind of a badass. I can't even pretend like it don't. So.
Now the final match that we're going to talk about is one that I'm pretty sure we're going to be the main event of the night.
Yep.
Bryan Danielson versus Claudio Castagnoli, Blackpool Combat Club facing off each other in this tournament. Mike?
Yeah.
I got to ask you. Where's your heart lie on this one?
In 2007, we went to Sunday Bloody Sunday, which was the first ACW show we ever attended. It was ACW, IWA Mid-South, or whatever.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And I remember hearing that we had missed Claudio Castagnoli by a show or two.
Versus Quackenbush. Yeah.
Right? It was either the previous show or 2 months previous.
When was that?
Not long after that, he eventually signs with WWE, becomes Antonio Cesaro, the rugby player, and he spends his time there.
It was a year or two after that, because we did see Claudio in Austin, ACW, about a year or two later, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I must have missed that one too, because I had never seen him during his indie run.
I did get to see him. He went to ACW once in Austin when they were running out of the what was that bar? Outdoor bar?
Mohawk.
Oh
crap! I forgot all about that show. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I must have missed that one because I never saw him in those. But then we did get to see Bryan Danielson at ACW here in San Antonio right before he gets signed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much been two of my favorites for the past 10, 15 years. And then when they joined forces, I was like, hell yeah. Now that they're facing each other in San Antonio, this is bucket list shit for me. Not even going to lie. This is what I'm going to remember for a while. Who's going to... Okay. They haven't done it yet. And to be honest, Tommy, I don't know how often they do this in the G1. This may be their first draw of...
They happen a lot in the G1, but I could see it happening here.
It does. It has not happened. In fact, I don't even know if it's happened yet, period, in the AEW version, in the Continental Classic.
What's the time limit on these matches?
20 minutes.
15, 20, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the TV clock from where we're sitting, because,
you want to give me 20 full minutes of those two? Yes, please.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean... That's a hard one. I think if I really had to choose, I would go Claudio, only because he's a little more of the underdog, honestly, in this. And Claudio's kind of been my guy for a while. So, but the winner in the end is going to be us.
Yeah,
being there in person. So, but yeah,
I'm looking forward to this one so much for so many reasons. It's going to be just freaking amazing. So just to see this in San Antonio in an AEW ring, it's pretty awesome. So yeah. Tommy, what are you excited most about this one?
Honestly, seeing Thunder Rosa's return is probably my biggest thing, because I know just from knowing her so long, and there hasn't been a draw in the Classic yet, because I think that would be 1 point each. Hold on.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's 2 for a win, 1 for a draw, right?
No, 3 for a win.
Oh, 3 for a win. Okay.
Three
Well,
for a
1 for
win,
a draw, then
4 for
obviously
draw,
0
0.
for.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
No. So. Yeah, Thunderbolt's return is probably the one I'm looking forward to, and honestly, yeah, like you said, Danielson,
Yeah,
Claudio.
thanks, Jason. No,
Yeah, that's a good point. He's not wrong. He's
I
not
know
wrong.
he's not. I know.
Man, I didn't even think about it like that though. But damn. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the Trios Championship match. Because the Acclaimed are also victims. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the Acclaimed are also victims of
We can do
the
this
of
through,
the. I'm not doing this.
I was trying to throw away. Anyway, go ahead. So.
Let our powers combine.
I'm too sleepy for this. I really am too sleepy for this. And of course, seeing Brian Cage is always a treat. So him and Keith Lee, that's gonna be cool. So yeah. So
With Brian Cage, I will never forget the Cabana video of them at the merch table at some show, and he puts a sticker on his back, and he can't reach it because his muscles and his arms just. I was like,
we just won't let him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's also the video of them doing AEW where Prince Nana mentions he was a b-boy for a while, and Brian Cage goes, "You were a b-boy? How have we never talked about this?" Which is a hilarious video, by the way. If you guys have never seen the AEW with the Mogul Embassy, it's like 10-15 minutes of just ridiculous nonsense.
Yeah.
And I would watch it every day if I could. So
Oh, what? I'm sorry, it's not AEW, but my mind tracked it over to Tony Storm. What was it? What was the question they asked on the TikTok I sent you?
who would you what celebrity would you kiss? Celebrity would you kiss under the mistletoe?
Oh, the mistletoe.
Yeah.
And it goes to black and white. Tony
said
Desi Arnaz, but there would be a line. I was like,
RJ City, yeah, RJ City is fantastic. But yeah, when she said that, I put on the I said protect Tony Storm at all costs because she is a national treasure, and I will hear nothing to the contrary. I don't care if she's not for our national treasure. She's a national treasure. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, AEW Collision Holiday Bash tomorrow night from San Antonio will be on TNT. I think 7 p.m. Central Time when it goes on air. I don't have a graphic for it, so yeah. So
7 to 9 usually.
Yep. Doors open at 6. 5
maybe.
5:30, 5:36.
I'll
I
look
guess.
it up.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll do a meet and greet. They did for Dynamite.
I haven't.
They haven't announced one yet, and they were. I got to say they were a bit slow to really market this one. Obviously, there was a lot of push in the last few weeks, so. Be interesting to see what the turnout is, especially with the Christmas shopping going on and everything like that.
That's probably why too, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm really hoping there's a good turnout. This is the Frostbank Center after all.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. So,
okay.
All right, we'll move in now to our 1-minute warning segment here. Mike, do you have something this week?
Do I? I don't know, man. I think I'm going to pass for this second to last show.
Okay.
It's just been fun, but yeah.
Tommy, what about you?
Actually, I think I'm good too. I can't think of anything really. Sorry.
All right. Well, I got something. Hey, this is gonna be fun.
Okay. Cool.
All right. First thing I want to say is whatever the turnout is tomorrow at Collision, don't start posting shit about they don't draw as well as WWE. You know, believe me, I've been to plenty of WWE shows where they put fans in camera view and there's nothing going on behind the hard cam. It happens for every promotion. So don't sit there and judge AEW for that too, because every wrestling promotion does that. They always sell the tickets where their camera's going to be, and when those fill up, then they start worrying about everything else. It's always been done that way. WWE's done it for a long time. Second thing I want to do is I want to make this a reminder that Jasmine and Allure, please pick Angel Blue as your partner in February. That is a dream tag team. It has happened. You really want to win these tag titles. I just want to remind you how awesome of a tag team that would be. We've talked about this in person too. It'd be pretty amazing. So I want to see it. Mike wants to see it. And I know deep down Tommy does really want to see it, as well as everybody else in the stands at Mission Pro Wrestling. So
that's what they said to you. That's crazy.
Yes.
They had the exact same picture together.
That's true.
Like that.
Yeah. So
although one version they had hearts in their hands. I don't know if that was a bit.
I was actually going to comment on the first thing JC was talking about, but now I don't.
You still can. I mean, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a discussion. It's a podcast.
Sure, I'll bring it up. Yeah, because TNA did it, WWE's done it, Ring of Honor.
Everyone's done it. Many wrestling shows were done.
I think everyone's just met. I think everyone's just like, I don't know, man. I still feel like everyone wanted AEW to be more than even they said they were going to be. They. Okay, I've said this before. Tony Khan, of course, always hypes up his promotion. He should. It's his promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And, and of course, everyone said recently, well, he should stop talking about WWE so much. Okay, Continental Classic. He hasn't talked about WWE at all lately, actually, from what I understand. And, he's been putting on great shows. So he's been doing the things people asked him to do, and people are still crapping on it. So that just means I just want something to complain about. That's just, what I'm saying. And also, I keep getting sick of hearing, okay, ever since TNA didn't close, when there was a period where they absolutely should have, it's not good to want AEW to close because, first of all, their offenses aren't anywhere near that bad. Okay, they had some hiccups. They're still 4 years in. Mm-hmm. TNA was making those mistakes after 14, 15 years. So that's when that was bad.
Also, I don't know if you really want to talk about TNA, their weekly pay-per-views when they literally got off the ground. Some of the things they did and showed on those shows were crazy and beyond. There was a small person with a gun. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah,
that happened on an early TNA pay-per-view, weekly pay-per-view.
They had a faction called SEX.
Yeah,
that's true.
They had a storyline where the NASCAR drivers were against R-Truth because subtly racism. Well, he wasn't R-Truth at the time. He was Ron Killings.
Ron Killings, yeah.
But basically, it was kind of portrayed as like the good old Southern boys versus, So
also there was the okay. Look, if TNA didn't die during the Hogan Bischoff,
Dixie Carter era,
Carter Russo era. Mm-hmm. If the four of them didn't kill off TNA, then AEW has done nothing worth dying over either. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. Tony Khan may be he may be a bit much, but he has not made a booking decision that I'm like, oh, that's Vince Russo bad yet. Mm-hmm. He may have made something I'm not a huge fan of. But okay, I'll put it this way. If Christian never changed characters to what he is now, then he shouldn't have had the TNT title that long. And technically, he didn't have it that long. It was Luchasaurus who had the belt forever. But Christian has morphed himself into this amazing evil person to the point where it's like, no, he can be champion because this issue's fun. And even that's not. And my thing is, like with what JC said, it's like, even that has been like the total focal point. This is to me the difference between AEW and what NWO did with WCW. No matter what the segment, it was still NWO related in some kind of way.
Yeah.
AEW doesn't do that. And hell, I'll give WWE credit. They haven't even done that with, all the Roman Reigns. I mean, some of their main eventers are still going after him now, but now they've differentiated even that. So it was a hiccup. I feel like next year AEW will slowly get back. Maybe not right away, of course, but they'll slowly get back because they've been doing a lot of good things lately.
It's gonna be one of those lulls. I mean, you had AEW up here, WWE. Now WWE's creatively gotten better.
Yeah.
And AEW's gonna step up their game. It's gonna be a bouncing act, and this is how it's gonna go back and forth.
Which is good for wrestling fans.
It really
Why
is.
are we not noticing that?
In the good days of the Monday Night Wars, you had that. And then there's Vince Russo, and then here goes WCW. So it is what happened.
Oh yeah, by the way, we don't have we don't have to keep switching back and forth between TVs because AEW isn't that crazy. I love that. I was like, it's like oh, Tony Khan's so crazy. Yeah, he didn't put the show on Monday, did he?
A slightly random question that's kind of off topic, but when you go switch, why is picture-in-picture not still a big thing? Remember when that was kind of introduced as the future of television? Do any of y'all have picture-in-picture options on your TV or streaming? Am I missing something?
I do, but it involves me having two different inputs. That's basically how it works. But the problem is when you use these streaming services, you're on one, Roku device, and you got to switch between those. Like if I'm going from channel to channel or from TNT.
I remember we had a VCR or something that would do it, and I felt like it was going to be a bigger deal.
It was for a while.
Television,
it was for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah, I don't know why the technology didn't keep up. Yeah, that's a good question. I
I
really.
mean,
don't
it
know.
depends on your cable company. I think if you have Spectrum, you still have that.
Well, I know they do
ability.
multi-screens with some of the stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they do multi-screens and stuff, but a lot of those, like, people are cord cutting now, so it's not a big deal. No one really gives a shit. So, I mean,
a random thought, especially thinking about like watching two shows on the same night.
But like I said, but that's a good question, though. I don't know what happened with that. So.
But also with AEW, to kind of switch back, Swerve Strickland
Dude
needs to be a big part of 2024 for AEW. That man is on a rise. Prince Nana's dancing is just the icing on the cake with him.
Did you see him dancing at the stadium?
As Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars.
Did you see Prince Nana teaching the little kid?
Yes.
That was hilarious.
And this even goes back to what I said forever ago about Nana. Like the nice guy that he is, for all the work he's put into wrestling over the years, to him to finally get the credit he deserves for the entertaining character he has always been. He's always been like this. He's always been this fun to watch. I'm so glad more people are giving him his props now, and I'm happy for him. Because I remember, again, those ROH DVD days, and I'm telling people, like, dude, Prince Nana's one of the best managers ever, and everyone's like, well, who is that? I'm like, damn it, just watch an ROH DVD, and and now he's on national TV doing the most hilarious dance ever that is still like being done. You thought the craze would die down by now, and like you still see on a weekly basis, that someone's just still doing it to the point where everyone has the exact choreography down. Right?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Well, thank you everybody for watching this week's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. We do appreciate it. Once again, we'll be attending AEW Collision Holiday Bash tomorrow night here in San Antonio at the Frost Bank Center.
If you see us, give us a shout out.
Yeah. Next week we'll talk all about it. We'll also preview AEW World's End, and we will have the 2023 WrestleCast Year-End Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Announcing our winners for Male Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Match of the Year, Pay-Per-View of the Year, and, of course, the Tez Award, and then any other crazy awards that we can come up with, because we all have our own fun ones in there, too, as well. We invite you to be a part of that as well, because when we get, give us your thoughts on who you think wins each one, and what kind of crazy award do you personally have as well, because it's a blast. So, and love for you guys to all be a part of it. Definitely join us. Check it out. It's nothing really formal, nothing really crazy to hand out, because we just don't have that budget. But if you ever do want to sponsor us and help us with that budget, by all means, let us know.
What's the budget? I'm kidding.
I don't know. Thank you again. Of course, we're on Twitter, X at @CCG_WrestleCast, on Instagram, Countdown City WrestleCast. Look for us also on Facebook under the Countdown City Geeks page as well. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us for this late Friday night WrestleCast. Always a fun time. Things get off the rails. So
fast.
Over here, we got that guy, Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
What's up? Have a good night, guys.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People
are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Boom.
See you next week.
Oh, get well soon, Kenny Omega.
Adios, Gunther.
Oh, yes.